Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Reading Your Comments. Mark, now that you're a cock, or rooster to know what you were thinking, can you please demonstrate your cock-a-doodle-doodling? Okay.
Top of the morning, dear laddies!
How long are you gonna keep your hair dyed? Honestly, I have no idea. I really like the red and black going on. It works really well for me, and one of my friends back home in Cincinnati told me that it's the same color as the college I used to go to, good old University of Cincinnati, or more appropriately, the college that I dropped out of, University of Cincinnati. Oh, joyous day. But I really like it, and it works for me now, but I imagine that I'll come across a situation where I will need to go back to my normal hair color once I enter normal society after YouTube. I'm in a very nebulous period where I'm very fortunate to have this job, and I'm doing this for a living. But I imagine once YouTube dies down and whatever I transition to, I'll probably have to change back to more normal colors. Whatever normal is. Can you please tell us an embarrassment story, Mark? By the way, you're awesome. Am I awesome? Oh, I've got so many embarrassing stories. Basically my whole life is an embarrassment, but that's besides the point. And there's one part that always sticks out as a kid, because it's when I was finally old enough to realize that I did something really stupid and embarrassing, and then I developed crippling social anxiety from that, and realized that I would never fit in. Okay, this is a bit grandiose, but here's the situation. I was in Korea, I wasn't in Korea, I was in Hawaii with my family. My mom was there, and we were traveling around the city because I was born in Hawaii, and she wanted to go back, and we were just taking a vacation. So we were wandering around the streets, and I ran ahead of us walking in the streets. And there's a lot of Korean ladies in Hawaii, just to preface this. So I was running around, and I got lost, and I got absent-minded. I was about, I don't know, like 11 at the time, and I ran up to who I thought was my mother, and I grabbed her by the hand, and I looked at her, didn't even recognize that it wasn't my mom, looked her dead in the eyes and was like, "Hey, can I have my money?" And it was just like, she had this look of terrified expression, just, "Oh, who are you, demon child, and why are you trying to rob me? This is a really young age to try to steal my money." And so, like, it wasn't until my mom just, like, screamed my name, like, "Mark, what are you doing?" And I looked back and realized my whole family's there watching me grab the hand of a mysterious stranger lady who is purely terrified, and then I demanded money from her. So it was at that moment that I realized that I wouldn't fit in normal society, and I was not gonna be okay. And if I couldn't even realize that my own mom wasn't my mom, looking her dead in the face, then I just wasn't gonna succeed in life. And so at that point, I caved in on myself emotionally. That was one embarrassing story. I've got many others. I'll tell them at a later date. Mark, do you know about the fan fiction with you and Jack? If so, you should read one. Oh, do I know? I'll pull one up right now. Place your bets. Let's see what's gonna come up first. The phrase throbbing member or pulsating organ? Oh God, no. He's only, The sheet is a bit tented in that area, which gives me an idea. I slowly and carefully get the sheet off of him. He's only half hard. I put on lube on my fingers and prepare myself while then slowly ease buried to the with a moan. Ah! Anyway, glad I could scar all of you for life with that wonderful story. Hey Mark, do you have a favorite cartoon, or at least a favorite theme song from a cartoon? I would have to say that my favorite cartoon always has been and always will be Ed, Edd n Eddy. I love Ed, Edd n Eddy, but its theme song isn't exactly song-ish. It's not exactly catchy. It's like just a lot of whistling and a lot of shouting randomly. But the one theme song that always is stuck in my mind, and I'm not good at remembering these things, is actually Jimmy Neutron's theme song. And I just recently watched a video about it. It's like, a super-powered mind, a mechanical canine, bark bark, rescues the day from sure destruction. It's Jimmy Neutron. For some reason, that just always stuck out in my mind. And I didn't even really like that show very much. It was a good show, don't get me wrong, but in the ranking of my favorite cartoons of all time, it's not exactly high. Looking back and seeing the 3D animation for what it was is hilariously bad at this point. But you know, to make a TV show out of that at the time, it's actually pretty impressive. Just not that impressive now. Good show though. Ed, Edd n Eddy's still the best. You are red, but the panels are blue. I demand you change that immediately.
Oh yes, Javier. I completely agree. Everything should be blood red. Everything should be red.
Do you plan on recording No Man's Sky? Yeah, sure, I'll give it a go. I love space and all that stuff, and everyone seems to be exploding about that game. So sure, I'd love to give it a go. I'd love to adventure myself into the deepest reaches of space and have a ton of fun with it. So yeah. Markiplier, you should really do a road trip semi-annually. Have it be video games, improv, singing, whatever you can think of. I would do my best to be there and watch. Actually, I just had a conversation with a select few people just yesterday about this very subject because, as you know, the Game Grumps are doing a live show here in LA to try to test the waters to see how it would be to do a live show, and I talked to them about doing a tour. And if I would ever do a tour with some people that I would love, it would be 1, the Game Grumps, it would be 2, Ninja Sex Party, and their friends Tupperware Remix Party. So they're all planning to do something, so I would love to get a big show together to take around the country. And this is all just planning phases. I'm not saying this is an announcement that this is gonna happen, but if I had an ideal to do it, it would be to take the musical acts of Ninja Sex Party, Star Bomb, Tupperware Remix Party, and then combine it with like intermingled playing video games with the Game Grumps and myself and a few friends of mine, and also doing improv in between. We could create a huge like 2 to 3 hour show that we could take around the country, and that would actually provide you guys entertainment and be like, you know, useful for you guys to come and see, and enjoyable and like a memorable experience. So that would be my ideal for a touring road trip semi-annually. So it may be more realistic than you think. What instrument did you play in high school? Trumpet! It was great. If you had any wish, and it can't be more wishes, what would it be? Oh, now we get an open-minded, very deep question. If I had a wish and anything at all was possible, I've always said this has been my one wish that I would have for the rest of eternity. If I ever had the opportunity to have this one wish granted, it would be to control time in all its aspects and be like the master and lord of time. Not a time lord, not like that. Not the doctor. I don't want to be the doctor. I just wish that I could be like a manipulator of time in every essence. With a mere thought, I could make the ebb and flow of time reverse and revert and warp and shape and all that. I sound a lot like a Time Lord, don't I? That's not what I wanted, but that would be my wish. What would your wish be? Write in the comments whatever your wish would be. Okay. Is there a way we can still send you stuff? Unfortunately, no. And I always feel mean when I say this, but I don't have a P.O. box anymore, mostly because it was a huge investment of time on my part. It takes forever, and you guys don't understand because of the scale at which I got things. And I had a P.O. box back when I had a few 100,000 subscribers, which seems so long ago. I remember the apartment I used to do it out of, and that seems like ages and ages ago, and that's about 3 years ago now, and that's mind-blowing to think about that. But back then, I couldn't keep up with it. I literally could not keep up with it. It was a huge investment of time, and now that I want to make sure that I get my videos out right, and I've got other projects that I'm working on, I've got other things that I'm organizing with other people, I literally don't have the time, and also, I don't think I'm worthy of that stuff. It sounds weird, but in a way, I don't want you guys to waste your time making me something because I don't feel like it's worth your time to make something for me. I'm not a very good present guy. I don't like to get presents. Even on my birthday, I never ask for anything. And it's not that maybe that sounds mean in that way. Like, I don't want it to sound mean. It's not a mean thing. It's that you guys are so talented and everything that you do and make is really cool. I want to make sure it's not wasted on a loser like me. I want to reiterate this point. I love you guys and I do care about the things that you make, make. And I'm not saying that I don't like what you guys make for me. I really am honored. Every time I see fan art and stuff, you know, I'm honored that you guys would even take the time to dedicate your talents to make something for me. And I try to share that out as best I can, but I want to reiterate the point. I appreciate what you guys do for me, and I appreciate how you guys have supported me every day, and I know that some of you guys need a creative outlet to make something, and like it's an inspiration to make something about me. I don't want to discredit that in any way. I am literally just talking about getting a mountain of material things and trying to read through 1,000 or more letters like in a week. Like back when I was doing it, there was hundreds of letters every week that I tried to open and read, and I always felt bad if I wasn't able to get to them. So I just had to shut it all down because it was this weird thing where people were getting angry that I wasn't opening their stuff, and I just couldn't keep up with it. It was too many emotions and it was too much time. And I just I couldn't handle it at the time. I could not handle it. I could definitely not handle it now. For my own sanity and for you guys' appreciation, I couldn't handle the entirety of love that you guys pour out. But I want to reiterate that I appreciate everything you guys do. And I love you guys for all the support that you put out. And I'm glad that I'm able to be a source of inspiration for you guys. And I just want to say thank you for what you do. Not that I'm unappreciative of what you make. I'm just one guy. I'm just me and me alone, and I can't do much. But thank you guys so much for all the love. And with that being said, we are all out of time for this reading your comments. Thank you everyone, one and all, for writing your comments down in the comments section. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun reading this, and I'm sorry for the delay. There was so much stuff going last week with Daniel's family, and really thank you everyone who gave a lot of goodwill out to the Kyer family, and thank you for everyone for their goodwill messages out to them. They really did appreciate it. They appreciate everything that you guys have done for them, and thank you for giving them the opportunity to be a part of my life and our lives, and you know, just bringing us together, even in the face of tragedy. I really do appreciate that. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.